Yeah, it kept snowing all night. That nice sticky stuff. I mean, it's pretty. But I've really had enough of it. And we're supposed to have this all week. It's my white pine there. It had its top broken off once. I had to cut it down and trim it up so it's got a couple tops. And all my spruce. Yeah. I will weed it and then we'll come back for a trim. Once again, we're working somewhat in the night. Now I sprayed this down once already for bugs, but I'll spray it again once I'm done trimming. You can see sort of all the, I don't know if it's aphids or just whitefly, but the evidence is everywhere. So this grew fairly quickly. Definitely didn't waste any time growing, and just under the grow lights. I also took the moss off of the rock over here. There was moss covering this. I took that off of there as well. It doesn't really do anything. The roots that I had didn't grow under it or anything. I'm going to have to wrap it in saran wrap again. I'm not sure why that works so well here, but it does. That's how I got these two roots to grow. This one and this one, they just grew by themselves under the saran wrap, not even in the dark. And my moss all died off when I had it out of the aquarium for a while there. It got whatever the rest of the house moss got, and it did try to come back here. It looks kind of nice here like this. I'll try not to disturb that too much, but this is what the moss does. It just goes all like moldy, and that's that. I'll find the trick for it eventually. So, oops, that didn't work. That didn't work either. That worked. So we'll try and get some trimming done here. You can't even see the end. I just love how it follows the rock down. That's just awesome. I just love that. What should I use for clipping here? Probably just this. little skizzers. It naturally hangs down, this one. It's forming so nice. And this is a cutting off of my ficus I trimmed in the last video, my first one. It's just a cutting. Imagine, it's almost as thick as my first ficus. Okay, so we'll have to figure out where we want to start, which is probably going to be that branch. What can you guys see from up there? Let me see if I can bring you guys down a bit without knocking the light off. There we go. Does this light help? Not really. I know the room light would help, but then the bird would wake up. Yeah. Big fluffy thing. So we'll start with this branch down here. Looks like a couple of aerial roots starting there, but what's it look like if I bring you guys in? Well, that's not too bad. Okay. Adjust my light. There we go. All right. So this branch comes up, and then one branch came out this way. There's another branch coming out of the knuckle there. I'm going to leave that for now. There's like a million branches in here. So if we move this one aside, oh yeah, you're close, you'll see all the bugs now. So if we move all this stuff aside, there's one branch right back here going straight. If my hand's not in the way, there we go. So this is the branch we're working on here. So it comes up and it splits here, and then there's a split that goes straight up here, and there's a bug crawling on my arm that I'm going to just squash. Murder in cold blood. So I'm just going to cut this branch that's going straight up right off. Just like that. Again, I'm not keeping any of the cuttings. I've got so many of these. This extends so fast. I cut it back here, and it just went wild. I don't really want it to go straight up. Everything else is coming out to the side. That branch is getting pretty long. It's hard to even see that branch. Where should I cut it back to? That's a really nice split there, but that's pretty long. Okay, we'll go back to here with that. Look at that big branch I just took off. I can't remember when I trimmed it last. I'll write it on the video somewhere. So this one coming straight up here, I don't really want that there. It sort of kind of has a bit of a windswept look. Like, I think I chose this as the front, actually. Somewhere around here. I think. Or was it this side? No, I think it was the other side. I'll have to go back on a video. See, I can't even remember. I swear, I'm not that old. Where am I going to put this stuff in so it doesn't contaminate everything? Let me just go get a bag here. I'll be right back. Okay, TV magic time. I'm back already. Where was I? Right here. I guess that's pretty much done. That has no leaves to even bring it back to, but I do want more branching, so we'll keep that. This is all coming out one direction. Hopefully we get something else out this side. Oh, Hopefully. It's hard to tell because it's so bushy now. Okay, that's our first branch done. This branch here is now done. So we'll move up and we'll go up here. We'll go this way, I guess. This branch here. So there's a brand new branch coming out here. Look at all these aerial roots that we're looking to start. Huh. Maybe I should put it back in the aquarium. So we have a new branch here that might actually look okay, but we already have this branch developed, which is not doing anything for me really. I really don't like this part coming up. I think I only kept it to have leaves to continue the flow, but I don't like it. So we'll see what this does. This branch here. We'll see what that does. We'll keep this one for now. That would be cool with all these aerial roots. I think maybe I will put it back in the aquarium just for that. Or maybe I'll just keep it up here. Everything else up here is growing aerial roots. Well, we'll see. It is what it is. Alright, so we'll follow this branch up to here. And there's a three-way or four-way split here, but they're just far enough apart to keep me happy. Can you see up there? No? There we go. Might have to lift you guys up again. So, in keeping with my sort of windswept thing that's going on here, this one is curved. There's a shoot coming from back here. To leave that leaf on. It's hard to decide. Let's take this old leaf out. I don't know if you can see that nice split there. Goes right into two really nicely. I know this lighting is awful, I'm really sorry. Take this leaf off. And this leaf off. Okay. Pull this down, that's our branch. There's another little bud starting here. I don't think that's going to contribute much to the tree right here. So we're going to cut that leaf and that bud off. This one's branching really nicely too. Those cheap little lights really actually did good. Odd. Let me see. We have a void here. So this one probably would be nice to fill that void. This whole side over here is somewhat, it's underneath this branch and starting to interfere with the next one over. This one growing on the inside here, I'll take that and its leaf off. So it's open in there. Why is it so hard to decide? I don't get it. I love the spacing on these branches. I just love the spacing. I think I'll take this back. And this one I'll take back for now because I don't know what else to do. Because I like everything, but I can't keep everything. So we'll move on to this branch. Maybe I'll bring you guys up again a little bit here. I fixed my stand. I got it splayed out way wider, so it doesn't topple over on me, or on you guys actually, because it'll topple over on you guys. So we're over here on this branch, and we have this little one sticking. We'll take off this old leaf here. Hang on. Let's do some trims, leaf trims, so we can see what we're doing here. Okay, so we have a little shoot popping up, popping up, straight up. Off it goes. One more little shoot straight up. And this one's also coming straight up. I'm going to take that off. This one here, because it's getting pretty long here, there's another shoot underneath. I'll take that off right back to that other shoot. And this has, I love the spacing here. Like, look at this. Space, space, space. There's another shoot coming under here. Just love that spacing. It's absolutely wonderful. That's the spacing I want, except I want it like back here. So for here, I'm going to take it back right to this. I should actually take it back farther, but I'm not. There's another shoot growing under there. So I'll nip the tip here, and I'll leave this leaf on to protect that little shoot till it's grown out. I can take it off another day. There's another shoot growing under here, so I'll nip this back. So that's that branch done. So this one's done, and this one's done. So we'll move around to this one. It's pretty long. So let's see what we got in here. We've got this one way back here that's growing over this bottom one, so I'm going to take that off, even though it'd be nice to have branching way back there, but it's a little bit too close. I'll take this leaf off, and this leaf off, and this leaf off, and this leaf off, so we can see what we're doing here. And I won't take any of those leaves. Take those leaves off, those leaves off. I'm going to bring it right back to here. Look at that. Craziness. That's got to shoot. That's got to shoot. So we'll nip the tip. Can you see the tip? Yeah, you can see the tip. See it? Gone. The tip is gone now. Now you don't see it. I'll leave those leaves on to protect those. Now this one here has an uppy branch, and it has one coming down here. I'm going to bring it back to that one coming down. So that's done. So that's 3. So now we'll work on this one. And there's a bunch of stuff growing on the inside we'll take off. Old leaf. Old leaf. Oops, totally missed the bag there. Alright. What was I doing? So we got a bud way back here. Can you see that? Oh yeah. So there's a bud back here and one here. And one here. But we're going to cut back to back here. And this one is totally just taking over the whole tree here. So I think there's a shoot going straight up, which is not exactly ideal. Let's cut this part off and see what happens. Kind of looks like a hand over here. It's got 4 fingers and a thumb sticking out. I might have to take that branch right off. Honestly, I think it might be a little bit close here. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take that branch right off, actually. After all that, we're going to remove it. Well, this will fill in there, so will this, since everything's growing out that way. Oh look, there's a tiny little shoot, look at that! Can you see that? Let me bring you in. Look at a tiny little shoot growing there. I don't want that there. I'm going to rip it off. Poor tree. Ever cute. Right in between all the roots. Ever cute. Okay, it's gone now. Alright, so we'll keep moving on because I may do some changes once I get this stuff trimmed up. So now we're on this big long branch. Look at the branching on here. Let me take some of these leaves out so you guys can see. The more leaves I take out, the less I have to clean. That's a separate branch. Oh, these guys are really interfering. Okay. Like right here. Can you see that? Look at that branching. Isn't that awesome? That's like totally awesome branching right here. I love that. I'm going to cut it right back to that. Okay, so if I leave this branch out here, it's totally interfering with this. I need something to come out here more. I'm going to take this little one off. See what I mean about changing my mind later? And this one's never really done anything. That's really old leaves. So that leaves this one looking pretty long and lanky, but it is what it is. Okay, I have to curb this one's enthusiasm here. Let's take this leaf off. That one's got a bud there. That one got a bud starting there. We'll take that back. Now this one. It's got a bud going inward, and that's not where I want it to go, but maybe there's one here that'll come out. We'll see. Alright, look at that. Holy cow, is it ever bleeding. I'm just going to quickly come up here. There's a whole bunch of branches coming from one spot. Let me rotate it so you guys can see right here. So I'm going to cut this one out from inside the curve, and that'll also allow us to get a better look at these branches. So this one's not doing much for me. That's a really nice Y there, but let's see if we can fix it like this. Not really, eh? Nah. We'll have to cut that back. Yeah, we'll cut it here. There's a little bud there. We'll see what that does. If anything, we can just cut it later. And this one here, we'll just curb its enthusiasm. There's another bud here starting. We'll nip the tip. That's pretty cool. I love that. Okay, now what? Now what? Oh, I see this spot has like 4 branches coming from it. I guess I kind of wanted this to grow up, but it's not doing much, and because there's 4 branches coming from this area here, I'm definitely going to cut this one off. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me see if I can bring you in. Oops, that didn't work. That didn't work either. There we go. Ta-da! And yeah, so this branch here, it's not doing much at all. Hasn't grown since the last clipping. And this area right here has 1, 2, 3, 4 branches from the same spot, where it's kind of thick there. We have some reverse taper here now that I'm seeing. So let's start by removing them. We'll remove this one first. Just like that. And now we got to decide what other one to remove. Because I like them all. But I can't have them all. And see, if I would have noticed that before, I really don't want to lose this branch. I'm going to have to cut this one off. Unless I cut this big one off. Oh no, what should I do? No, I'll cut this one off. Maybe we'll get something from a different spot. But I can't have them all from the same spot there. We gotta do it. And that branch was new from the last trimming, I'm pretty sure, so I'm sure we'll get some good growth back there. Like this. It's crazy good growth. Look at that. We will cut this back. Back to my little scissors. Different layers up there. Oh, sticky. This one's even coming out here. I'm not sure how I'll work all these. It gave me so many new branches since the last trimming. I gotta cut this back. I'm gonna cut the tip off. And I'll have to leave this to get this little bud to grow out, if you can even see that. Oh yeah, you're looking at it. There's a little bud here. I gotta bring this back, way back. I'll have to count on that little bud. Same with this. I gotta bring that way back, but there's nothing there. Hopefully more stuff comes off this branch. Oh wait, where were we? We were way up here. Trying to make decisions here. So there's 3 in a row kind of going up the same direction. I think I'm going to take this one off. And because there's a big straight section there, I'll take this off. And then And then, and we'll bring this back down to, that died. That died too, but there's a bud there. Weird little itty bitty teeny weeny leaf, ever cute. Okay, bring it back to here. For now, I think I let it overgrow too far, too long. I'll bring this back, nip the tip. And this one, same thing, I'll just nip the tip. The growing tip is gone. This one died off for some reason. Not sure why. Wait, we're over here now. Look at that. And this one, since the last trim, has not done anything. You can see my last trim marks and nothing has come of it. That's just how these Benjaminas are. They do that. They're very finicky. There's this, a lot of nice branching here too. I love all these offset branches, but it's getting pretty long. We're just going to bring it back all the way to there. See what happens. I can't nip anything off of that. And these two that are still interfering, I'll have to figure out which one I like better. Not sure if you guys can really see through all that, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this branch off. That new little one down here, we'll probably replace it. I'm just going to take this off right here. Just like that. There, no more interference. I kind of really like this branch coming over and filling that space. So we will snip you. Snip you. We will snip you. And we'll curb its enthusiasm and bring it back right to there. Now, this one branch up here is the one we have left. Again, lots of nice branching on it. That is ever nice. And I gotta hack it off. I'm gonna hack this part off right here. And then I want it to grow out this way, so I'm gonna take this off and this off here. Oops, I missed. Maybe I'll take it right back to that. Yep, that's it. That's it. There's a lot of these I really should take right back. But when you cut these back, if you cut back to nothing, it'll end up like my other tree there, where the branch didn't grow anything new. It's just sitting there dormant. Oh, there's little buds here. There's two of them. Ever cute. Just gotta rub the one off of the inside here. Right on the inside of the curb. The curb? Kick it to the curb. But we'll save this one and see what it does. Yeah. Some of these branches are already pretty long, but that was even from the last trim. So all this green stuff is grown from the last trim, I do believe. This one I definitely did bring back, and I think I said that the last trim too. But I just love how it ends up weeping down. I hope it does it again. We'll see where all the buds will come out. And I'll have to just keep chasing everything back and get it into the direction I want. So for this tree here, I'll widen you up here. Holy cow! On that wide angle, looks like there's no tree there. I'll bring you back down here. This looks like there's nothing there. That's funny. So this wasn't a root, this was actually the trunk. This root came later, these two came later, this is the newest one. But this was actually the trunk, that's why it's so thick. Yeah, really like this tree, just love it. I can't believe it's just a little cutting. I put it on here, it was like just a little tiny thing with one branch sticking out of the dirt because I had this all buried, but it wasn't working out buried, it was dying. So I lifted it up out of the dirt and I built this tent around it, and I tried all sorts of different things to get it to grow aerial roots and to survive on the rock, and I wrapped it in saran wrap, and that's what basically did it. I had all this moss under here all covering the rock except for this one little section because I didn't really want aerial roots there, and that one little section with no moss is where all the aerial roots grew. So that's why I always do all my other ones with just saran wrap. It worked, so I'm just copying it. Yeah. So I think the primary structure is done on this tree. I don't want it to peak or anything. I want it sort of, I don't know how to shape it, but I kind of want it to do this. So it'll come up as if the wind is blowing this way. So it'll come up like this and then down, taper down, like it was before the trim, how it was kind of tapered down. That's just how it was growing naturally, so it kind of chose its own shape. So all these primary branches hopefully will thicken up, and then we'll get some more branching going. Yeah, it's hard to choose. It looks like no tree now. That's funny. This one here is like super duper long. I wonder if I should just hack it back and see what happens. Same with this one. Super, super long. But the branching always comes out from the end for some reason on that one. Just long sweeping stuff all the time. I just don't want to lose the direction. That's what my brain is doing. Like, if I hack it back, it's going out this way, but I want more growth this way, so I left it here because there's growth going that way. You know what I mean? That's what my brain does. So I'm always chasing trees back because of what my brain does. And that rock has, apparently when I post this in the social media groups, everybody says that's the wrong kind of rock. I'm not supposed to use this type of rock for root over rock because it's smooth. You're supposed to use one with lots of crevices and divots and all that kind of stuff, and this one's just a smooth rock, and apparently that's against the rules. But I used this one because, well, look at it. Isn't that the coolest rock? It's a blast rock, and it came from a job site that I worked years ago. So the company that I was working with, they were a lot of really fun people, and we had a really good time, and I was sort of like living away from home. I had to stay in a small town all week, and I only came home for like a day and a half, and then I went back out there. I brought home 2 really nice rocks. This one, which actually goes quite a bit farther underneath, and another one that's in the other room. And then there's some actually in the big fish tank behind me. So the only real way to keep these rocks inside the house is to make them into furniture or ornaments, or keep them in the fish tanks. And since I'm shutting down all the fish tanks, I figured so I wouldn't lose this rock anywhere. Planted a tree on it, so it's an excuse to to have it in the house. But look at it, it's just fantastic, this rock. I'll take you out of the holster here. Turn the light on. So the black that's on there is pyrite, I'm pretty sure. It's got all the pyrite characteristics. Pyrite comes in many different colors, shapes, and forms, like fool's gold is pyrite. And then there's different kinds of quartz in here. So there's pink quartz, there's white quartz, and down here there's actually amethyst and a few other different types of rock. It's got everything in here. It's hard to tell, the light's just too bright. But it's a nice, real nice mix. But it's so unique with this angle here of the pyrite. I just thought that was so unique. So I brought it all the way home from a couple of hours away. Yeah. So that's what's left. Whew, does that ever look straight on camera? Definitely have to chase those back. Look at those. Oh my goodness, I'm awful. These roots tightened right up. When I put it into this pot, they were still, this one was still loose. And this one I tightened up, but look at how tight it is now. It doesn't want to move. It's right tight. Look at that. Did that all on its own. And you can see the watermark from where the moss was. I'll leave it off. I'll have to find another way to get some roots growing. Maybe I'll wrap it in saran wrap again. The aerial roots from up there, if these ones came down, that would be kind of cool, eh? Bunch of aerial roots hanging down. Yeah. Well, I guess that's it for today. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be safe out there.